As here we go, 2 lights on, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go for the New Zealand Grand Prix. It looks to be Victor getting a great start there, getting the jump on Will, as the pit go now is given by me. It's looking to be Victor in the lead of this race. Will's falling back a little bit there. Jamal looking to get ahead of him. But it is very close between these front three. A very differing amount of lines going through this turn. A very expressive circuit, shall we say, for lines to be taken. So we see Victor there massively falling back. He's hit a bit of a bump, and that's not great for the start of this race. But it's Jamal leading the way into the DRS zone. Is that... I'm not too sure. I think that might have been Quirble taking a bit of barrier there. A bit of curb there, sorry. As Jamal leads the way, Leon in second, Will in third, and Quirble in fourth. But this could all change. It's very close between all of these drivers. As far back as Victor, really, who seems to be dropping back from the pace. But somebody also disappearing is Jamal. 2 purple sectors, and he's got a bit of a gap on him now. To the 3 behind, as it's very close into the barrier from quite a few of them there. But Leon, second place with the fastest lap. Very good from him. Is a wide line, I think he takes in this. Yeah, there we go. Very wide line to get a maximum out of the exit here. All 3 almost going abreast into the first few corners here. Will into second now. To try and make a dent in Jamal's lead. Leon and Quirble side by side, with Quirble coming out better actually in the Antarctica. Quirble now looking to go on the back of Will maybe. All 3 of these cars with DRS, with Leon running a slightly lower stress up, I believe. Managing to get past his teammate despite the car difference. As they are very close. Quirble getting him back actually and looking to make a move on Will. He's got ahead, I think. Oh no, he's gone wide there, and that leaves Will with the opportunity to get past. It's very close between these two. Quirble staying just ahead, and it's Will just behind looking to try and get past, but he can't. Quirble now riding on the rear of his car, as that's Jamal very squirmy there, and that must be Quirble into the lead of this race. It's Jamal heading to the back of the group actually, just to show you how close it is, as Quirble inherits the lead of the race. Will Martin here looking to improve on his position as Leon gets squirmy out of the exit of that corner, catching maybe a bit too much curb, and Will looks to be going for the lead of this race on the final turn. He gets ahead. Very good driving from Leon there to keep it out of the barriers, but it's Will in the lead of the race now, making advantage of Quirble. Maybe getting a little bit less grip in that final turn, but Quirble looking to come back at him. We've not seen this sort of competitiveness, especially not last race in the series. It's usually just been 1 car domination, or at least 2 maybe, but it's all 3 of these guys here looking to make a move. It's constantly back and forth. I think Quirble's just the head, but it's hard to tell. Heading down the DRS straight. It'll be interesting to see who gets DRS. I think none of them actually, as Will looks to make a move on Jamal into the heavy braking zone at the end of this straight. Both of them staying relatively matched. I think Jamal on the softer compound of tyre, just allowing him to stay ahead for these few laps. It's very close between these two at the front. Quirble also looking to make a move, I think, on Will here. It's very close. Quirble looking for a move, but no way past as of yet. All drivers really managing to cover everything off as Will looks to go on the attack now. With Quirble also joining on the attack, and Leon taking that very wide line. Throws me off quite often with this. And it's Jamal's second place so far. It's none of them are able to make a move because they're all just challenging the person ahead. But it's very close between the two here. Out of the trees, hopefully we can see what's going on. Will's still ahead. Quirble, I think... Oh, he's managed to make a move there. Never mind, he's just been overtaken again. Down the DRS straight we go. Quirble will have a massive advantage over these two with DRS here. Will trying to break the toe there by just squirming around. He's allowed to do a few moves, but not too many. Quirble into the lead, but he's immediately lost it going out of that corner. Will trying to make a move stick actually, but Jamal has managed to dive down the inside to take the lead of this race. They're all choosing very different lines out of the exit of the corner, but Jamal has stayed ahead. I think Leon's coming into it here against his teammate. It's all very close so far between the two at the back there. Actually, Leon just staying ahead, but he will choose a different line for this turn, which will allow Quibble momentarily the third place and final podium place position. But looking to go further, it's still back and forth between all the drivers here really. There's a bit of a gap forming, but I'm sure that'll close down shortly. But it's Leon staying ahead of his teammate of Quibble now. He's just actually trying to go around the outside. I think Quibble might have out-tractioned him there. Oh no, as it takes a bit too much curb. Yes, again for Leon, too much curb. Out of the exit of a corner as Will, without DRS actually, surprisingly, looks to make a move, but he just doesn't have the top speed to do it. Being crudely let off has Jamal there with DRS as Leon looks to make a move down the inside, taking a tighter line than his teammate. Still no moves being made on Quibble as we look towards the 8th lap now. It's still very close between all of these drivers. That's Jamal now into the pits there to make his stop. He was on the softer compound of tyre, so understandable why he is in early. He'll be coming out, and is that Alex off? That is. Alex is now DNF'd there. I'm sure they'll be calling for a safety car, but I don't think they'll get one. As we head on to lap 10, we can still see Alex's car parked up there. FIA not moved it, but it's also deemed a safe position, I suppose, which is a bit iffy, to say the least. Leon looking to make an overtake there, and I think he's made it stick for once. It's an overtake there. He's also picked up a warning, so I wonder if he'll get a penalty there, as Quibble taking a very interesting line through that turn there. Lucky maybe to not pick up a warning. Quibble very squirmy on the exit there, maybe deploying DRS off the back of a bit too much curb for the Antarctic driver, as it's Leon looking to make a move on Will here. Obviously, not much happening in the last couple laps since that very early action, as we look on board with him now, trying to chase down the McLaren driver. He's not quite got much on him now, but he's staying in touch, which is good for the BMW Antarctic driver. As we head on to lap 11, it's going to take a miracle maybe for this not to become a very interesting battle, with Leon taking that slightly wider line, and that car is definitely in the way. It's concerning that there hasn't been a safety car so far, but I'm sure a couple of these drivers will be looking to pit shortly. 11 laps is a long time for these tyres to go, as we can really see these tyres wearing out just a tad. Leon's on 94 and 5, still good condition, but it's getting there with bad conditions. He takes a lot of curb there. Yet again, it's that corner there that's really been plaguing drivers today. Getting out of there with exits. We saw Quibble a few laps ago, squirmy on the exit there. But now we see Leon actually gaining from the DRS there on Will to maybe stick in a move somewhere. But it's nothing materialising as of yet, as Quibble has also dropped off a little bit. Leon, though, looking to get ever closer to Will. Nothing going so far. As we head down the straight, on board with Will Martin now, you can really see how close it is between these two. Leon down the inside there, he's looked for a move. He hasn't got anything just of yet, but he will try and make do of the exit he'll get. Is Quibble into the pit barrier there? That's got to be a safety car. Not great for the Antarctic driver. 2 DNFs in 2 races. That's, I'd like to say, poor performance really from him, but he is prone to these sorts of things. Now, under the safety car conditions, both Will, Leon, I will guess Victor and Jamal will also come in for their pit stops to take advantage of this situation. I think Will's trying something a bit... He's trying a bit of a cheeky strategy there, going on to 2 different compounds there. Interesting one from him, though. He's pit quite a few times. Not sure what's going on there, but he might have just found a loophole there. I'm not sure. It will be Jamal leading the way. Will did try a cheeky strategy of changing to the tyres, but it's not worked out, and he's had to pit again, landing him in 3rd position. Jamal now, he's gone for the safety car restart. Victor just behind him. Will getting a penalty there. He's going to be out of contention for the lead of this race for maybe a few laps. So we see Leon in third place there with the fastest lap. It'll be Victor trying to chase down Jamal on the final, about 13 laps here of this race. Not enough laps maybe for the hards to make it, but they'll give it a shot, I'm sure. But Victor now, purple in Sector 1. He is going for the lead of this race. It will be Jamal, though, leading here. Victor may be benefiting from some DRS on this straight, which he does. Activating a bit early, actually. I think it's meant to be 3 laps since the safety car comes to an end. But oh well. Game's the game, I suppose, as he's very close now, heading into the final sector of this track. He's going to try and out-track Jamal, but he's not quite got it here. He's trying again, but there's no gap for him. As he's gone through now, into the lead of this race is the Haas car. Not feeling very great this weekend, at least that's what he said. But he's certainly sticking it to Jamal here. Leon in the background now, maybe joining in on this, as we see Leon actually trying to get ahead of Victor there with his interesting line. But getting a good exit, I'm sure, as Jamal goes very wide there, picking up a bump. That's quite strange of a line going that wide, but he's managed to keep it going in a straight line. Which is good for the AlphaTauri team, but he's slowed down a lot there, giving Victor a chance to get ahead of him. It's not quite going. He's drifting there. I wonder if he's got some sort of issue or something, because that's very abnormal for the car. As Leon, look at the exit he's got there. Must be deploying DRS and ERS at the same time, because that is a crazy exit he's got off the back of that corner, catapulting him into the lead of this race, although he has cut a couple corners, I believe. So he might be picking up a penalty when we get to the home straight. As we look towards there now, very wide for Leon there. He's picked up 2 warnings in the first 2 sectors. Not good for the BMW driver, as he slows now and lets the other 2 grab past him to go to chase down for the lead of this race. Will just behind him now, looking to catch up. So we now look at Victor coming into the pits. I thought these tries wouldn't last, but it's been only around 7 laps since the restart. As Leon takes a big bump there, that's given Will a massive advantage to try and overtake. Victor maybe feeling something isn't right with the car, which gives Jamal actually free air to go and extend his lead if possible, but it's the focus on these 2 right now for second position. Started off as a battle for the podium positions, but Will looking to go ahead there. See Victor coming out quite far behind. Leon just staying ahead now of the McLaren of Will, who did get pole here just a day ago, looking to make an advantage on the BMW car. He's got DRS, but he just doesn't have the straight line speed. Leon becoming a master of exits of sorts to stay ahead. As I say that, he does go off and have a poor exit. Will now into the second place. As Jamal flips his car, I think we'll shortly see Will and Leon go past. There we go, with Leon leading the way, I believe, getting ahead of the McLaren. Both close. Started as a battle for third, now into the battle of the lead of the race. Will in first with 8 laps to go here in New Zealand. Leon, just that strange line once again coming into play. He's looking to get a better exit, which he does get. He's catapulting now down the outside, getting ahead into the lead of this race. Another race leader yet again of this race, as Leon gets the purple sector 1. He's really pushing these tyres. I wonder if they will last to the end of the race. Maybe Will doing a bit of saving to keep a bit of the pace. He'll get DRS now down the straight, but as we've seen so many times, Leon just unable to be touched pretty much on these straights. But as we now head into the heavy braking zone, Will ahead, but Leon ahead again. It's neck and neck between these 2. Jamal out of the question maybe after his going off, but a different line there. Will taking up a lot of curb, losing out a lot of time now, which gives Leon yet again the lead of the race. It's just so close between these 2 drivers, as Leon now heads onto the main straight for Will to keep chasing. He's not quite there really. Very close, very large amount of distance between these 2. I should say, as we head with just around about 7 laps to go of this race. Can the tyres hold on? It'll be interesting to see. Maybe Victor will come into this more as the race progresses, having pitted a little bit earlier, as Jamal, he might actually be going for a move on the McLaren here. After his flipping of the car, I think they'll both have DRS down this straight. Actually, looking at Will's rear wing, it's not open. Jamal just clawing back there, and he's got it ahead on the straight. Very good for the AlphaTauri driver, as Leon goes very, very wide there, which brings them all back into this now all of a sudden. As Leon cuts the corner massively, so does Jamal, hitting the wall there, I think, as well. Not great for him. He's kept his front wing. Leon surely must have picked up a penalty after that, as it leaves Will now to go ahead. He's picked up a penalty, and that leaves just Will in a lot of open space as Jamal heads into the pit in the background there. Well, we now see Will rounding the last 2 corners. He was left alone for pretty much the last 7 or so laps, as he wins the Grand Prix here in New Zealand, his 2nd of the season. Very good performance from this man on the screen now, Leon, claiming 2nd position of this race. Very good performance for him so far. As it's Jamal there looking very slow. Oh, he's run out of fuel. Jamal's run out of fuel. Unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver. Looked to be a good race as Victor looks to go for the fastest lap of the race. He's on the soft compound, having pitted a few laps ago. Got quite lucky there, as I'm sure he wouldn't have been able to get onto the podium. It's worked out well for the Haas driver. Now heading towards the line. It's purple sector 1, green sector 2. He might just get it, you know, giving him an extra point on this race, which hasn't been the best of his performances. That's for certain. As he goes across the line, he has got the fastest lap, so a good one from him, as we see Jamal slowly trotting out of fuel for the race. We now look at the results here. It's another dominant performance from Will there. A little bit shaky at the start and middle of this race, but towards the end he's really shown his worth. Leon in 2nd, another good performance from the BMW Antarctica driver. Victor in 3rd, a good fastest lap from him, and a recovery, let's just say, from what it was after the first lap. Jamal in 4th, DNFing but getting full points still, due to completing 75% and above of this race. And Quebble and Alex both DNFing there respectively. As we take a look at the standings now after the New Zealand Grand Prix, it's Will Martin still leading the way, taking 1 pole and 2 wins out of the last 2 Grand Prix. A 15-point lead over Victor with the Haas car on 35 points. Leon not too far behind, only 5 behind the Polish driver, being 30 points, and going up a position, overtaking Jamal from AlphaTauri, who drops down into the 4th position on 27 points. And then Alex the Gamer, the last driver with points so far in this season, being 10 points. And then we look towards the constructors' standings. It's a dominant display from McLaren, with Will Martin the sole contributor to their tally so far, but AlphaTauri take up 2nd, having gotten points from both their drivers. Haas taking up 3rd, BMW Antarctica up 11 places, but really it's about 3, considering their merger between Antarctic Racing and BMW, who round out P5 in the grid, being overtaken by the new team. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next race.